Hello, my name's Lise. Welcome to the JJ Movie TV Social Games, everybody. And I'm going to give you my Wires series review. I have just seen a Wire. And the reason why I bought The Wire because this is one of the most famous TV shows that everyone says this is such a great TV show. This is the best HBO show of all time, right? Right next to Game of Thrones, right next to Sopranos, right next to Boardwalk Empire, that kind of shit. Now, what's The Wire about? It's about a group. It's about the Baltimore Police Department who sets up wiretaps in order to catch drug dealers, murderers, whatnot, and to basically cleanse Baltimore of crime. And we deal through each season we deal with different types of societies in Baltimore. We deal with the young drug dealers that work the streets. We get the detectives constantly throughout the entire series. The detectives, the police for Baltimore. Second season deals with how not construction, but I want to call it slave port eater, but it's more like people that run the Riverside and to deliver all the construction jobs and I'm blanking out for the dang word, but overall there's different types of jobs that you're gonna see about the side of Baltimore, about the hardworking Americans that are losing their jobs from a new age. You're learning about the people like from the news people in season 5, how journalism is sort of dying right now, how Baltimore is slowly dying along with it. Season 4 dealt with the issues with the young kids who are living in the ghetto that are surrounded by drugs, by gangs, are being pushed by either by their families, by the people on the corners, or being pushed by their teachers. They're all pushing them for their own agendas. The teachers want them to be pushed so they won't lose their jobs. Some teachers want them to help their own students so they could grow up to somebody they want to be. Certain parents are pushing young kids to commit horrible crimes or to say be a man and all that shit. You gotta provide for this family. And that's what's a great thing about The Wire. When they focus, The Wire is great when they focus on the young troubled kids and how their lives are being manipulated by their parents, by the teachers, by the people in the drug corners. How the drug world is just shown throughout this television show is simply amazing. But why is this show not as great as, to me, as not other shows? One, they focus way too much on a certain detective named McNulty. For his entire character from season 1 through 5, this is what he does. He's a prideful, arrogant dick that's going to get the job done no matter what. And usually that's entertaining and all that stuff, but he ain't no Idris Elba and Luther. This guy is just... He gets drunk a lot, he gets mad a lot, he puts his self-righteous ass above others, he believes he's better than a lot of people, he's a prick to most people, and when he messes up his relationship, we see him messing up a relationship with his wife, having issues with not being there for his kids, he drinks, sleeps with other women, it's rinse and repeat for a good 5 seasons. But to me, my personal favorite season is season 4, where they focus on the dang kids that are, being traumatized by their pet, being traumatized by the stuff around them, how they have to kill their own friends, how they have to man up and become a man real quick in this own world, and how some of them are not strong enough to be that type of killer. And overall, when The Wire focuses so much on the children and the children and young men who are committed to do these crimes, and when they focus more on the drug dealers and that this world that we live to, that we have seen, then it's entertaining. But when we focus so much on the detective side, whether it's Buck, McNulty, I want to say Grimes, but that's not her name, Griggs, it's just not that interesting, because when I see all these characters, they more or less reminds me of an episode of Law and Order, half of these dang characters. We know how the police work. We've seen dozens of shows with how detectives and police work. We have so many of those shows. Very few shows, like The Wire, will show so much about the gang's life of children thoroughly. And season 4 was easily my favorite season of The Wire. I say season 3 is overrated. Season 1 was a good start. I love season 2. And season 5, the mess of season 5, Jesus. But overall, The Wire just had this great atmosphere of how life truly is in a poor and ghetto area where all the people are suffering, and how you see all these different people act so stupidly, how they're not educated, and what happens when people who are trying to do the right thing, how they eventually go down, how the police said, oh, we're going to protect you and all that stuff, and in reality, they can't even protect their own witnesses because the witnesses keeps getting killed. We get to see a political side with the mayor, like how a white mayor is going to deal with Black Baltimore. That's actually entertaining for me. So when The Wire is great when it focuses on the kids and other stuff. You could add the detective stuff, yeah, but they focus way too much into me in the season 1 and in season 3 about these detectives and how they're gonna cleanse the freaking Baltimore up. Yes, we get that, but to me there was not enough of Idris Elba's character. And then we don't get really a lot of Avon Barksdale. I'm sorry, but this guy has to be the most overrated gangster of all time. Avon Barksdale, whatever his name is, this guy is barely in this show. I'm sorry. How much scenes we get of McNulty cheating on his dang wife is ridiculous. How many times you see some of the stuff that's being repeated over and over and over again. We don't need to see all this stuff with these dang detectives. To me, a good season on a good show deals with a great portion more. What made The Wire so great again is when they focus on life outside of the detective world. When they focus on the ghetto, the show is great. So when people are telling me The Wire is one of the greatest TV shows of all time, I can see where it could be the greatest TV show of all time. Especially season 4. If The Wire was constantly like how season 4 was, hands down this show would have been in my top 5. Hands down. But, since it was not, the first season dealt with a lot of the political bullshit at the beginning. We really didn't need to see this judge character. We focused a lot on McNulty and not on D'Angelo Barksdale and his uncle Avon Barksdale. We really don't get to see much of that. Season 2 had dealt with a white middle class family that's trying to struggle into this world and how they're connected with some Russian mobsters. That's actually okay. They actually had a good mixture between the detectives and that. So I like season 2. Season 3, Idris Elba and the guy that plays Avon Barksdale, they're barely in this season. I'm sorry, but too much of the detective world was into this one, and we should have focused more on the gang stuff. It should have been. Season 4 dealt with Marlo. Season 4 dealt with 4 kids that are going through high school, grammar school, whatever you want to call it, and they are struggling to get by. One mother is convincing her son to be a man to go sell on the corner. One guy is afraid that his father's back and he takes his little brother all the time. He gets into a gang to protect his little brother. You can see this one poor kid who the teacher takes care of him and all that stuff, which was nice. We see one kid who was like not snitching to the police necessarily, but telling him about a certain thing, and now he's being punished for it. And the woman who technically adopted him is getting punished for it. And you just see this great world in season 4, and it was simply phenomenal. Season 5 dealt with the journalism issues. Season 5 dealt connected with the whole Marlo thing and those 4 kids that after season 4 that are in high school and a little bit of that stuff. Overall, I enjoyed The Wire for season 5. I enjoyed the TV show The Wire. But to me, it's not the greatest TV show of all time. I enjoy it. It's just season 5 was a little bit downhill. And when the show didn't focus on the detectives, when the show focused way too much on the detectives like McNulty and Buck and Lester and Griggs, it wasn't all that great. But overall, when it focused on the kids, it was simply amazing. What do I give the Wire? I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. You should definitely go check out this entire TV show. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's fun. It's heartbreaking sometimes. And sometimes it just really, really drags. Me personally, if you see McNulty just having sex with a random woman or all this stuff getting drunk all the time, just fast forward this conversation with him and Buck. A lot of his stuff. We get it. There's a lot of political bullshit, but when it focuses on these characters for 5 freaking dang seasons, it's not that interesting. When McNulty was not hardly there in season 4, it was great. And let me just say this. Omar Little. Omar fucking Little. Amazing character. I love this character. I forgot the actor who plays Omar Little. I remember this guy from seeing him in Assassin's Creed, Chalky White, and a couple other films. I loved this guy as Chalky White in Boardwalk Empire. Simply an amazing character. I prefer Chalky White over Omar Little, but Omar Little, a great character. Don't want to spoil what happened to him, but season 5, you know how I feel about that. So yeah, The Wire series review is simply an amazing show. The series it's an amazing show, but there's a lot of stuff that you have to drag through that isn't necessary, and to me, will it be in my top 25 like TV shows of all time? I don't think so. It is recommended. I would recommend this TV show, but to me, it doesn't connect to me as much. Just because, again, I'll focus a lot about these stupid damn detectives instead of focusing on the kids. But overall, The Wire, definitely check out this TV show, everybody. Let me know what y'all think, everyone. Subscribe if you like. This screen down the bottom. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. I respect yours. What is your own personal list, everybody? What is your own favorite season of The Wire, which I will be doing a season review, 1 through 5, worst and best seasons. And let me know what y'all think, everyone. I'm Lee signing off for everybody. Bye-bye.